It was in 1977, and before you were even thought of, I know. I had been active in local politics a little bit, working for other people. And I became Jimmy Carter's 2nd District chairperson in 1976 and got to go to the inauguration and all that cool stuff and was a delegate to the convention and, was just getting more active. And I taught at Bowling Green High. And it was kind of my students that really pushed me. That so you've done all this stuff, campaigning for other people. Why don't you campaign for yourself? And the logical office was city government because, you don't have to go to Frankfurt all the time. And because we have the city manager form of government, I could keep my day job. The city commissioners and mayor are all part-time, and the city manager really does the day-to-day operational work of the city. So that was perfect. Well, there's 4 city commissioners, and that year there were 12 men and me.
Oh, wow.
And I know. And no woman had ever been elected to anything in Warren County, period. I mean, think back, because before you were, that was 1977. So in many ways it was an advantage because people could vote for 4. And so they could vote for 3 good old boys and then feel really good about themselves by voting for a woman. Being the only woman in that big field was definitely an advantage. And you ask, did I face any challenges or whatever? I did. I ran into some things. I campaigned a lot door to door. I'm the nice little lady school teacher knocking on people's doors. And more often than you would believe, of course you're doing it in the late afternoon, early evening, people would say, "What is your husband doing about dinner?" Like, "Poor Jay, he'll starve, you're out here." And, my answer was, he's 40 years old, he can take care of himself for his own dinner. And the first time that we had all the candidates together speaking to a group, I was really nervous. And the man that went in front of me was this real kind of older, just typical Southern gentleman. And at the end of his little spiel, he said, "Now I want you to vote for 4 good men." And I was next. So I told him I wanted them to vote for 3 good men and 1 really terrific woman. And they loved it, and that kind of broke the ice. But other than just little things like that, I did not feel like it was a handicap to be a woman. Again, with a large field like that, it was an advantage. And I stood out, even though I wasn't an incumbent. I had never run for anything else at all. But there was no way for me to just blend in with the crowd. And that was good. That was good.
That is really good.
And so I was elected to 5 2-year terms as city commission. So after 10 years, I'm at the point where, I don't want to be a career city commissioner. I can either run for mayor, take my chance, or be sitting in a rocking chair when I'm old and feeble and wonder what would have happened if I did. So the decision to run for mayor was really fairly easy because I wanted to stay involved in city government. So there we were. And then there was only one other candidate. So it was just, and that was different, campaigning against just one person rather than in a field where you can vote for 4. This time it had to be just me. And I won, so there I was. And I did not run for re-election after 4 years as mayor. I was kind of at the end of my rope there. And being a full-time teacher and mayor too was,
a lot of work.
Well, it was. And I felt like, those gerbils that go around on a treadmill and then never catch. At the end of the day, that's kind of what I felt like, that I wasn't really having time to reflect and really consider what I was doing. And it was good. I retired from that at the right time and then continued to teach for several more years. So
You've had a lot of firsts, it sounds like.
Yeah.
woman city commissioner, first woman mayor. How do you feel that you kind of were able to break that barrier for Warren?
There's a lot of stress to being first of anything. And the main thing for me, I didn't want to screw it up for other women. You know, I thought particularly about my students. I might have female students that would like to run for office. And if I just really botch it badly, that's going to hurt it for them. I mean, obviously, if a man screws up, you don't say, well, I'll never vote for another man. But if it's a woman or a minority or something like that, that's going to happen.